What's up, fam? It's your girl Alexandria B with Wall Street Been Black, and y'all already know we're here for our weekly swing trade watch list of the week. I saw what I needed to see. I'm ready to share it with y'all. Now, on the economic calendar, it's kind of stacked. We have CPI, PPI. Y'all know I love jobless claims. I absolutely pay attention to the unemployment rate here in the U.S. Consumer sentiment on Friday as well. But also, we have the start of earnings season. To me, the mark of earnings season is always that Friday that JP Morgan reports their earnings. All right. Oh, my face is in the way. Right there. You see it. JP Morgan. Okay. We also have Wells Fargo, Citibank. Thursday, we do have Pepsi, which is on our watch list. We have Delta, which we're already in a leap on Delta that expires June 2025. Please act right, please. Right, other than that, it's nothing that I'm too much interested in. So let's go ahead and head over to our futures. So first up, let's check out NQ. So y'all already know from the watch list from last week, the blue levels that I have here, I marked off the close and the high of the previous week's candle. All right, and just absolutely beautiful. If I come down to the 1 hour, this is what price respected. This is still the 618 and the 0.5 from this gap here, marked off the 50% and the 61.8% range. That again, price respected. We didn't have to make it all the way down there, letting me know that. Okay, really, I'm kind of looking at that. My demand zone is more so here now. Look at how these buyers just step in, right? However, I'm going to keep it where it's at because price respects the 618 on the Fibonacci as well as the 0.5. So I do want to keep that there. Now, I also want to note that right there on that demand zone, right? If I had it here, we got an inverted head and shoulder there. I do believe that there are some more orders. If I come down to the 15-minute, we can see that price broke the minor trend line during power hour on Friday, and we starting to see this double top here on this lower time frame. Now on the daily, we come look, we had just beautiful this rounding bottom, no handle required to make it a cup and handle. On Friday, it just said, you know what, let's go, and there it went. Now I'm fully expecting and would prefer to see a pullback towards the 20,205 range, hold that as support, and then move back up. Now, if we do lose the 20,205, then I'd expect to see around 20,000 again. For me, my strategy just does not involve playing straight up. I need a pullback in order for me to get into that trade. So would definitely watch this trend line here on the hourly. Okay. Definitely watch this trend line on the hourly, because if we lose this 20,427, expect to see the 20,205 next, which is like a 200-point catch. Would love that. On ES, we really have that same setup. If I come to the daily, respecting those same ranges from last week, we absolutely love it. Again, on Friday, blasted, just took off. Let's see what the weekly looks like. Loves with earnings season starting. Now, NQ definitely led the way last week. I'm not too big on watching the Dow, although it is a much more focused index because it's only tracking 30 stocks, right? So it's more focused, a little bit calmer, and it does make larger moves because it's focused on 30 of the largest companies on the market, right? The Dow, investing in the Dow, another topic for another day. All right, so here on the hourly, the secondary trend line that we have, again, I just want to see price pull back to this trend line, and I wouldn't want to play shorts unless it broke below 55.85. And then I'd look to play it to the 55.68. You continue to lose all that, I would expect us to see 5,500 again. All right. So now let's go ahead and hop over into the swing trade watch list, because I see what I see, y'all. Whew, JP Morgan target hit. Let's go. Now, I actually made the decision that I'm going to go risk off. The trade went over 100%, hit the target. We did start this 3 gap down, what is potentially a 3 gap down pattern, right? So we would expect to see perhaps a 3rd candle, but then again, this did end up gapping up again from, because we already saw 2 candles with a gap. We got the 3rd one with a gap. So I was expecting the 4th candle to start the reversal, but it was actually the 5th. So technicals, when it comes to patterns, they're only valid if they play out. All right, that's why you always need confirmation. I have this broken bull flag, which what looks like a trend line return, but RSI and MACD, RSI is above 50 still. MACD is in positive territory. I just made the decision to take the 100% and not risk earnings. That is what I would suggest, to play JP Morgan after earnings and probably go ahead and take some profit, because if you followed the trend line break, you caught this move from 197 to 210. Relax. Let earnings play out, especially if your expiration date is within 30 days of the earnings report. Just risk off. Right? So Costco. Last week we were looking for Costco. What I thought, again, patterns are only valid unless they play out. Right? We were looking at this as, oh, this is a head and shoulder. So all week, and I'm here on the daily, so let's go to Monday. Monday it came down. I told them to be on alert. I put in the Discord, be on alert. We have a possible head and shoulder. Tomorrow, if it breaks to 839, we're going to get puts down to 812. We see what happened on Tuesday. Wednesday, broke back above that level on Friday because there was a day off last week. All right. I went ahead and entered into calls on Friday because I love the volume. That was a high volume breakout, as you can see here, right? When you break out of a zone, you want to see high volume with it, or if it's holding a level. For instance, here, some people would look at this candlestick, this doji, long-legged doji, subjective, all right? They would look at this and say, that body is too small. I don't believe in this. But look at the confluence of it. Not only was this 788 previous all-time high, it hit the trend line with rising volume. That was a valid move. Same here. This was a valid move. So we did enter into the 1,000 strike price. Join the family reunion Discord, link in the description below to know what expiration date. On FedEx, I am so thankful. Okay, because I was really just gonna be like, you had 2 resistance, or you had 2 trend lines. And going into the supply zone. So we do love to see this. I'm still watching to see if FedEx pulls back, or for FedEx to pull back to the 285 range, and we'll say the 281, 285 range, and to see it hold there. And then I will feel comfortable moving back up. Now, I do want to note that this volume this previous week is tiny from last week. But we have to remember that the previous week, that weekly candle or volume bar was extraordinarily high, because that earnings move was from 257 to 288, like a almost $30 move overnight, right? Now on the daily, I do want to point out that the volume, the bullish volume, so the buyers, was decreasing as it was coming down. But look how this 9 moving average moved up with price, because we didn't see that last week. That 9 moving average there. This was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So if I delete all of those, the 9 moving average was down here at 268.55. So we absolutely love the fact that we're seeing the average, the moving average, move up with price, because it's going to be able to catch it, hopefully, and hold that as support. So on your daily moving average, whether you use your 9, the 8, 9, or 10, they're pennies apart, right? Watch for that for a pullback. Palantir. Oh my goodness. First off, let me show y'all AJ, what AJ had to say about Palantir. All right, so what we have here is an inside look at the family reunion Discord, intentionally named, okay? Welcome to my home. And in our premium class channel, we have AJ's analysis, which is Alexandria Jr. I took my system that I created over the years, and I was blessed enough to meet someone who is so techie and was able to turn it into AI format for me. So this week she came in hot with an analysis. I asked her what is the top stock on my watch list, and she said Palantir. On a second, get your booty in Palantir, okay? I saw what it was that I needed to see, and then Friday, Palantir ended up being the top stock of the day. Ended up closing almost 6% up. So let's look at AJ's analysis for Palantir. So, side note, little sales pitch here. When you're in the Discord, all you will have to do is come into this channel or simply just DM AJ a screenshot of your chart, and she will shoot this analysis out to you within less than 2 minutes. I'm about to revolutionize the game. I'm fully aware. However, let's look at her full analysis, because in order to have a complete technical analysis, you need to look at all aspects of TA. All right, which is going to be supply and demand, the trend, price action, and indicators. That is true confluence. You can't just look at the trend and price action and think that you have enough confluence. That's a 2 out of 4. You need a 4 for 4. All right, so she's letting us know that based off of the supply and demand levels, and I did update this because last week she moved above the level. She closed above, Palantir closed above 27. So now it's saying, hey, we need to pay attention to the 2750 mark. There is some support around 24. From where we entered, we cannot have our stop loss at 24. Possibly 25, but that's what that is. She's going to give you the breakdown on the trend, price action, which includes chart and candlestick patterns, volume. As you see here, she's also teaching you as you go. So recent candles are predominantly bullish, and this is going to be on a higher time frame, with closes near the highs, suggesting strong buying interest. Not she's telling you what you're looking at and explaining what it means to you, okay? Strong buying pressure because of the volume spikes on the bullish days is letting us know that this supports bullish continuation. It's going to break down the indicators for you. I'm a swing trader, so it's going to be average, true range, moving averages, RSI, and MACD for me. So once she explains the 4 for 4 scenario and what you're looking at, then it's going to move down into where you can get detailed trading scenarios for a bullish day trade. She's going to show you what it looks like on the bearish side as well. And then moves into the swing trade, bullish and bearish as well. Kind of just scrolling through showing y'all because I know that you're gonna stop, pause, and do what it is you got to do for Palantir. All right, also going to give you your entry point, your target, your stop loss, risk to reward, and this is not financial advice, it's just observation. We already know that 2750 is what we want to watch here. All right, if you did not enter Palantir last week, that is okay. Wait to see a break above 2750. If you have not entered into it and you're looking, again, you saw from the analysis, so around 2640, possibly even it could make it back down towards this 9MA at about 2535. Hopefully not, because I'm in this trade, and you could catch a bounce from there. But the bullish momentum is absolutely there for this to continue on. It's crowd psychology. Everybody saw the news on Friday, like, oh, Palantir, 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 here it comes. I do believe that everyone's going to try to trade it this week. The demand came in. Okay, so let me break a couple of things down. One, this inverted head and shoulder at this demand. I saw what I needed to see. Look at this inverted head and shoulder. Now the pattern has formed. All right, once it got back here, not last week but the previous week, the pattern was completed. Now last week's candle is inside the range of the previous week. I'm not the biggest fan of that. Right here, this 1660 to the 1780 is this weekly gap that we can see here. And then this blue range that I marked right here is a daily gap that we can see from February of this year. All right. So for me, I would love to see Rivian get a daily close above this 1532. Knowing that I'm going to have to keep my eye on the 1650. If it fails to reject that 1650, or if it rejects that 1650 and fails to hold this 1525, 1550, the trade didn't work in my favor. This could also potentially be a day trade, right? From the break above 1550 to play into the 1650 to then play into the 1780 range. All right, I don't mind waiting. I don't mind leaving this on the table because we have one gap to break through, another gap immediately after, and this was a weekly gap to break through. I don't mind waiting until we see a break above 1780, unless when I'm checking it out on the daily and whatnot, it's just like, I see the momentum. Let's go ahead and get in. But safe, where you can just clear air, is wait for Rivian to break 1780 on, meaning you want to see a daily close. All right, as a swing trader, get that patience together. Get that patience together. It might take you 1, 2, 3. Child, I have waited months for a move to break. Don't make me bring up Costco. I see a head and shoulder, and the right shoulder of a head and shoulder tends to look like a bear flag. I see a head and shoulder and a bear flag setup, child. That's what I see. Okay? That 3 extraordinarily overbought. We already have a bearish crossover on RSI. We have a bearish crossover on MACD. So the momentum is to this is favoring the sellers. The speed of price changing definitely came in June 21st. It's just doing this little bear flag 1, 2. All right, so if we look at our moving averages, let's keep it simple here. We can see that the daily 20 MA is at 125.72, which is just about where it closed at, price closed out on Friday. You could catch that trade below 125.72 and understand that you're targeting the trend line. The support trend line, that's your first target at about 121.18. You got to understand that, okay? If it holds the support trend line, you need to go ahead and exit and take your profits. You call it a day trade. Now, if it breaks this trend line, let's get it. Let's get it. So I do think that Nvidia will pull back a little bit. It's not gonna, people will get terrified. Oh my goodness, here it goes. It won't. Now, the safest thing to do, my babies, you see I'm on the hourly, okay? So let's actually go ahead and say not 125.72, but to be safe, we'll say this 124.60. 124.50, all right? To watch it break below 124.50, and again, we're targeting the support trend line first, okay? Right here where the 200 moving average is, so about 121.38. If you want to just wait, you don't want to risk it, you don't have time to watch it while you're at work, you're with the kids, whatever it is, wait for Nvidia to break below 121.38 to catch puts down. And yeah, this just my opinion. I'm targeting 113. Targeted about 113, okay? The first play is, well, we do want to go ahead and mark this gap off here. So levels to watch. We do have this gap here on the hourly. I don't do the falling window style necessarily. I probably should. To each his own, in my opinion. So the falling windows is from the close of one candle to the wick of the next. I tend to do the close of one candle to the open of the next. I like that better. And look how price matched up with that, right? Holding it as support in here. So again, if you decide to catch it below 124.54, you need to, your first target is this 122. Honestly, I'm gonna round up. I'm gonna round up so I have no unrealized gains. Give me my money. I should probably edit that. All right. Again, to be safe, below 121 there. Now, let's say that Nvidia ends up holding this 124.50 instead to move back up toward to the 126.91 where my 100 moving average is. Make sure you take some profit there, scale out, or just exit, right? Because that's a almost $3 push up. Overall, targeting into the 129. But as far as the swing trade, watching, be patient and wait for Nvidia to break above 129. All right. So Tesla. We loves. My next target is this 263. Now I know some of y'all was like, but Alexandria, I thought you don't like Muskie. I don't, but the move was obvious. It did an invert head and shoulder over here in 2023. Did it again in April 2024. The move was obvious. I needed that, baby. We called this 186 in the 250. Listen, please, y'all, when there's a big move, and I give my sometimes unsolicited, most times solicited advice to stop buying weekly contracts, because you're going to be mad at yourself the next week that you have to keep getting back into it every week, and the premiums are just going to get pumped higher and higher and higher. So that's what I mean by you're going to regret it next week. Take some profit, or take profit from your day trade when you see it's running. Use that profit to buy out further. Sit back, collect that bag. It's just my advice there. All right. So here we had a 3 gap up candle, and the range for the fourth, or 3 gap up pattern, and the range for the fourth one did decrease in there. I'd like to see a reversal. This chart is so colorful. 1 hour. Okay, so we could look about this 237.50. I love the 20 moving average on the 1 hour, especially like when you're trying to use it for pullback levels, right? For where price could find support as it's moving up. So about this 237, watching for a retracement there, for it to hold there into the 262. But if it breaks the high of last week, so about 253, look to play it into the 263. Shop. I expect that we're going to see 70 this week. Above 70 this week, honestly. It's my expectation. So, congratulations, bag holders. If you did not enter above 70. Or if you see price push back and hold towards the 64.36 again, which we see it just consolidated all in here. But it really flagged. It flagged. Broke it. Thursday or Wednesday, Friday, right here at this dang on trend line. So it could, right, where it rejected it June 14th, July 5th, you came right back here making the same highs, okay? So if you have not entered into this, wait for a break above 70. If you are in it and you held it, baby, go on and take that profit. I think we're about 110% at this point. After this pullback, go on and take that profit, and we'll wait for it to cross 70 and re-enter with our profit buying further out. Actually, no, we won't, because I think that we got I think we're already we swung it out further to December. December 20th. 100 call, swung it out further. Or messed up my 100%. Caterpillar and Home Depot messed up my 100% swing trade record for the last 60 days. Okay, because I had to cut those for a loss. This failed to break. I mean, it didn't make it do high, but it closed lower. This failed to go push on up here and break this. Look at that. To break this 338. To play Caterpillar to the upside, a break above 340. To play it to the downside at 328. I just don't like to play in a consolidated range. Or that was a double entendre, I guess. Like, this is consolidation the last 4 weeks. I don't want anything to do with it. You're going to either have to break above 340 to give it a psychological whole number there, or if you break below this 317 into the 310. But honestly, no, I don't even want that. You're going to have to break the trend line. I'm going to need a trend line break. So above 340 or below 310. That's how I see it. That is what I would advise a friend, because this is not financial advice. Okay? It's to just be patient and wait on that, because ugly. You got to know when it's not ready. And is that forming an inverted head and shoulder? Don't care. You still going to have to break 340. But something to keep my eye on. Google. Let me go ahead and go to the 4 hour. Google. This one was beautiful, my babies, beautiful. When we played it off this trend line bounce here at the 174, or if you waited for it to break the 180, it's absolutely beautiful. So here, if we pull up the 9 moving average, okay, we'd like to see that pull back to about 185 and continue to move up. And if it does pull back to the 181, I don't see it moving down $9. That would be beautiful as well. And we do got confluence with the moving averages. If I go to the 1 hour and pull up the 20 moving average, which is at 186.51, right in here where this previous support is. So look for a pullback to the 4 hour 9 moving average, 8, 9, 10, whichever one you use, and the 2021 hourly moving average, again, whichever one it is that you use, and then to play that right back up. Now, you might be asking, well, Alexandria, where do I play it to? It's all-time high. Remember what we just said, my babes. You can always use the Fibonacci levels to give you a closer view. So the next target is actually 193. So I need to have an alert set here to make sure that I actually go ahead and take profit, because I believe my contract expires in August. But let's go down to the 1 hour so we can get a little bit of a closer level, which we are starting to see decreased range, some of a pullback in there, right? So the 618 is here at about 186, which again is what we were looking at for a pullback. But I'd also watch the 188.68 and the 187.10, just because it might hold in there. But price is naturally attracted to the Fibonacci levels. That's why they are the Fibonacci sequence, right? So this 185 to 186 is where I would look for Google to do a nice little pullback. If it does just move straight up, you got this 193.34 that you need to keep your eye on. 193.30. Next level to play, next major level to play it into is the $200.62. All right. PANW. Oh, Nancy. Oh, Nancy. All right. Now, PANW, I did attempt to swing this a little bit. After this earnings gap down, it moved up. But look here, you guys, it rejected that trend line, moved back to those levels. And honestly, I really just stopped watching it until, okay, I saw what it was I needed to see. So look here, extend your trend lines out. Price will return to them at some point. Trust me. This trend line is from April. Look, this is the daily. It broke it in May, came back and rejected it June here, and it came back, and we're right here again in July. All right, this gap will be closed at 362, so I will definitely say a break above this trend line, a break above 346, to go ahead and look to continue to play it into this gap at 360 into 362. If it does reject this trend line again, I'd look to play it down into the 325, lose that into the 318 level. All right, Micron. Now, Micron, I feel like I actually saw a lot of stuff that interested me about this chart. Now, obviously, because we just look at Nvidia, y'all have to know that all I see is a head and shoulder on Micron. That's all I see is potential head and shoulder forming, all right? Potential, because again, patterns are only valid if they play out. But some things that I want to pay attention to is as price was pushing up, the bullish volume decreased. On Friday, we got this tweezer top where it rejected this trend line, because I'm trying to tell y'all, extend those trend lines out. Price will return there, okay? So, y'all, I mean, look at this support level we have right here. Micron below this 129.50. If you even wanted to wait for it to break below here, that'd be safe. Micron below 127.24 to play down into 124.50. If it loses that, to play down into 120. I could see, right, because the right shoulder would match the left shoulder here, and possibly get another high power, high probable single candlestick bullish move right in that same place at this 119, 120 range. All right, let me actually adjust this level to that low. 120, 70, 120 to 121 range. All right, just kind of depending on how you'd want to play it, which support level you'd respect, whether here or the low of that candle at, right? So let's go to the 1 hour actually. See if we have us a trend line, a secondary trend line that we can watch. Watch to see price break below. Y'all, the right shoulder of a head and shoulder typically looks like a bear flag. Okay, Alexandria, how did you know that? I've never seen it written anywhere, because I have a trading journal. I write everything down, my observations. Let me see what I see. Okay, you guys, you gotta fall in love with this. You gotta love this more than you love going out, more than you love having the newest clothes, the newest shoes, the designer, and you have to love this. This has to be your passion, and I promise I'm gonna see you at the top. However, let's look at these averages here as well. Try to find us a good support level. Baby, it's below everything on the 4 hour. I'm gonna go to the 15 minute. Oh, below all of that. Let's go to the 4 hour. Okay, cool. This 100 moving average at 128.37. I likes that. Let's look at it on the hourly. Child, you might as well wait for this 127.26. I gotta play it safe. The 127.26. I got to, because it might come here and bounce. History does repeat itself on the market often. All right, and that is my watch list for the week. Make sure that y'all come back, because I'm actually about to drop another video on how to chart something that just had a stock split, CMG, and how to chart something that just looks really funny, has a lot of gaps, and a smaller share price, which is going to be ZIM, Z-I-M. Thanks, my babies. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, leave a comment, turn your notifications on, click the link below, and join the Family Reunion Discord. See y'all at the top. Bye.